Come on and wake up. Listen to your heart now. See what's going on. We can make it together. We can find a way. Co-creations, new generations. You're a champion. You already won. Never fear.
WEEEE. So this is the series Shelter in Place, where we are at home. I heard a statistic recently where it was said that when people are in lockdown or quarantine, or where people have to stay in their home for long periods of time, especially with young children with little or no breaks, that actually the domestic abuse statistics rise. So I wanted to do a special activity to show you, if you are one of those people that are stuck at home right now and maybe ready to pull your hair out, or need some way that you can use this extra time that we all have together to help create closer relationships and to learn some skills and tools that will help you to not escalate your environment into violence and actually create an energetic, positively energetic environment. And this is what I've been doing for 30 to 40 years. So this activity today is called Elephant Ears, and what you will need for this is you will need, and this is for 2 people, and you know, if you have a partner, a spouse, a child who you want to be able to get closer to and have some understanding, or have them understand you, this is a great exercise or activity for you to create that bonding, that closer relationship with someone that you love, or with someone that's a friend. You just do it to have some fun. All right, so what you'll need is 2 notebooks. I've got 3 here just to show, you know, you can use any kind of a notebook. You can even just use a stack of paper. You don't want to just have one piece of paper. You want to prepare yourself with maybe at least 4 or 5 pieces of paper. So a notebook is good to have. All right, so you'll need 2 notebooks, 2 pens that write, check and make sure they write, and 1 pair of elephant ears. So, I mean, you can make these if you want. You can make them out of material, you can make them out of paper, whatever you want, but you will need to put a big pair of ears on. Please do that before you start this activity. Make sure that you have a pair of ears that somebody can wear, okay? And that's why it's called elephant ears. Okay, so let's get started. So you're going to pick an A and a B. All right, go ahead and do that. Get with one other person and pick an A and a B. All right, now the A is going to be the first person to talk, okay? So A doesn't need any other equipment than just themselves. Okay, now B is going to be the elephant ears listener. So B is going to be wearing the elephant ears first, and B is going to get a notebook and a pen. All right, so B has the ears on and a notebook and a pen, and A is just sitting there. A doesn't need any equipment, but just the ability to talk. Okay, so if you're a talker, then you're in the right place. A is going to think of something that they want B to know, that they want to share with B. So this is great if you're in a relationship where you don't feel like you get heard, and you're not quite sure how to communicate in a way that you will get heard. So this activity is one that helps people actually be heard, which is one of the greatest gifts you can give to a person, is to actually hear what they say and let them know that you hear what they say. Okay, all right, so A is going to start. In order to start the game, A will say, "I am ready to talk." That's how the game starts. A says, "I am ready to talk." Okay, when A says, "I am ready to talk," when A is ready to talk, when they have a subject that they want to share, then B will then in turn say, with the notebook and pen in hand, "I am ready to listen." Okay? Now B will say, "I am ready to listen," and then A will start talking. And as A is talking, B is going to take notes on everything B hears A saying. Just write down everything you hear them saying. You can write fast. If you need them to slow down a little bit, just say, oh, hold on, let me get that. All right, and then let them continue. You're not going to ask any questions. You're not going to interrupt. You cannot talk. All you are is ears right now. That's why you wear the elephant ears. The person with the ears cannot talk. That is the rule of the game. The person without the ears is the talker. Without the ears is the talker, ears is the listener. And so you just take notes on everything they say, because you want to make sure you take really good notes. Because when A is done talking, then B is going to reflect. When A is done talking, A is going to say, I feel that I have said everything that I want to say. I am complete. Or I think that I've said everything I want to say. I am complete. You know, you do it in your own words, but you're going to say something to that effect, that I've said everything I want to say, and I am complete. So you always say, I am complete. All right? Said everything I want to say. I am complete. All right. When A says that, then B is going to begin to reflect everything that A said. Because the point of this is B needs to let A know that B was listening, and in order to prove that B was listening, B has to say back to A what B heard A say. And that's why you take notes, because A gets to talk as long as A wants to, until they get it all out. They're not going to say one sentence and then say, you know, then go to you, and one sentence and go to you. No, they're going to say the whole, everything they want you to know. Maybe it's been something they've been holding on for 5 years or 10 years, but everything they want to say, they say it, and you sit and you listen as the elephant ears and take notes. Okay, now they've said, I've said everything I want to say, I am complete. And this is what B says. Here's what I heard you say, okay? Or B might say, so there is a little distinction to make here. Okay, so B is going to say, here is what I heard. Okay? Because this is what B heard you say. Okay? But B's task is to get as close as possible to what you actually said. It's not, okay, let's say A said, let's say that A said, I felt disappointed when we were supposed to meet at the restaurant at 6 o'clock and you didn't call me until 7:30. Right? Okay, so one of the things that A said was, I feel disappointed that you said you were going to meet at 6 o'clock and you didn't show up until 7:30. Okay, so that's what A, a whole bunch of other things. Okay, now when B is reflecting back, and B took a note on it, now B says, what I heard you say is, I'm an inconsiderate jerk. Right? All right, so what A said was, I was disappointed when you didn't call for an hour and a half. Or however, when you didn't show up. What B reflected was, you said I'm an inconsiderate jerk. Okay, because that's what our minds do. Someone says something, and then we hear something that they didn't say. So the task is not to say what they implied, not to say the meaning you made up of what they said, but to actually reflect back exactly what they said. So it's B's job to say, you said, what I heard you say was, when we made an agreement to meet at the restaurant at 6 o'clock, and I didn't call you for an hour and a half after, you felt disappointed. Okay? Check. All right? Yes, said, and that's what you reflected, and that's perfect. Okay? Now the thing about this is, sometimes you're going to say, you're not going to parrot. He says, you said that, blah, 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 blah. You're going to, do a little bit of shorthand. You're not going to say it exactly like them, but you're going to get the meaning of what they said in it. Not the meaning that you added to it. Not that you're a big jerk when she said she felt disappointed, or he said he felt disappointed. The point is to be a mirror. Okay? So your job, your task is to let them know that you heard what they said. It's not to do it like a parrot. It's also not to add anything to it. So you've got to reflect to them to where they feel satisfied that you got their meaning, that you got what they said. Now, here's the thing about reflecting.
Come on and wake up. Listen to your heart now. See what's going on. We can make it together. We can find a way. Co-creations, new generations. You're a champion. You already won.